Matt.
Is that Matthew? Shop Matthew?
Yeah.
Do you live locally, Matt?
Lancashire.
Whereabouts in Lancashire do you live?
Why?
What's your surname, Matthew?
Why? Oh, this is a bit bizarre, this.
Well, it's not bizarre, Matthew. We want to know why you're looking at police vehicles, to be honest. I'm
Well,
not happy because you're this much interest in the vehicle.
It's just, I don't know, I've just explained what I'm doing.
Right, just stand still, because you're being very edgy and I don't know why.
You're making me edgy, there's 3 years here, because I've took a picture of the police van.
I've asked you your name, right?
You're also
Yeah.
doing them, aren't you?
So tell me your name, please.
Do I have to?
Yes.
Why? Say?
Why are you still videoing?
Because I'm nervous.
Right, you don't need to be nervous. At the end of the day, you've got interest in the police vehicles, so that means
Yeah,
you're also an interest in the police. So having
No, not at all.
Well, why
It's
are you
just...
looking at the vehicle? Well, that's all we're asking. You've done nothing wrong. There's nothing to be worried about, is there?
The officers skipped calm judgment and jumped straight into grilling the man, demanding his name and reason for filming. Soon after, they admit he hasn't broken a single law. Recording in public, even near a police van, is perfectly legal, yet they act as if it's a threat. Their questions don't protect justice. They are just covering their own overreaction. Telling him you've done nothing wrong while still pressing for answers only exposes a double standard and lack of respect for basic rights.
I've told you I'm just putting them on to upload to Flickr.
Because it's not just a picture from afar. You've spent specific time looking around the vehicle at the front and specifically in the cab of the vehicle, and that to me...
I've only got a few pictures, I'm just getting the right ones, I'm not...
Videos of the whole thing, I've been watching you after I've come downstairs.
Yeah, it's just a video and there's YouTube as well.
But why?
Why not? There's no reason why not, is there?
Why specific interest in that vehicle?
It's not just that one, I just said I'm going to go and get the others, all the other marked vehicles and pictures and stuff.
Okay, but to us, do you see why that might be of a concern? That someone's taking a note about vehicles and police transportation? I'll be honest with
Great.
you, I'm concerned about your actions and your behaviour. Because you're very, like I say, you're very sort of defensive and very sort of...
I've got 3 police people stood here. 1, 2, 3. That's why I'm nervous.
Just chatting.
Calling the auditor too defensive makes no sense when he's cornered by 3 officers for doing something completely legal. Anyone would feel pressure in that situation. His measured response isn't defensive, it's common sense. The officers created the tension, then blamed him for reacting to it, a textbook case of twisting the narrative. Rather than staying neutral, they escalated and used his reaction as justification. That's not professionalism, it's manipulative policing at its worst.
Yeah.
It's just a conversation.
Right, well, yeah, that's what I say, just pictures for Flickr.
Right, so can you give the colleague the details then? So it takes you out at the end of the day, doesn't it? Because if anything ever does come of it, or we've got any concerns, we can say we spoke
Nothing's going to come of it, I'm not doing that, I'm just taking some
Right, but you
pictures.
also need to understand that people don't always tell the police the truth. Yeah? Especially if they have something to hide or something they don't want to know about. So if that's not the case, then by all means help us to help you rectify that. Yeah? So if you're saying you've done nothing wrong, and I'm not saying that you have, I'm just asking you the question as to what you're actually doing. If you've done nothing wrong and you've got nothing to hide, and there'll be no reason why you aren't happy to pass your details to my colleagues so we can make sure who you are. Yeah?
When the officer says, if you've got nothing to hide, you should give your details, he twists the law completely. In the UK, no one has to hand over personal information without reasonable suspicion. That line isn't logic, it's a guilt trip. Refusing to share isn't suspicious, it's a right. By framing it otherwise, the officer shows he either doesn't know the law or simply chooses to disregard it.
That makes sense, doesn't it? That's a rational request. That's not about being scared of police or anything like that.
Yeah, but I know, but I just don't want my details putting in the system.
It's not about this is us making a note so we know who you are. We need to know who people are on a daily basis, don't we?
Yeah, but I don't want to be on the system though, as a...
You're not going to go...
whatever.
It's just a person. You take details every single day of the week. That's our job.
Yeah, if they're like under suspicion of up to no good...
It's not about that. You need to understand. Why we're asking these questions. Yeah? You're not really giving us an answer.
I have done. I'll give you an answer straight away.
We've got the details so we can verify it all. That's all we're asking.
I've told you what I'm doing though.
Right, but I'm not happy with what you're saying, Matthew.
Great.
I'll be honest.
So I have to give them the details then?
I'm asking you politely to give them colleague details.
The auditor calmly explained he was photographing a police van for his Flickr page, a legal, harmless hobby. But the officer brushed it off, saying she wasn't satisfied and pressed for his details. That's not how the law works. Authority isn't based on feelings. It's based on legal standards. Her discomfort doesn't equal suspicion, yet it quickly turned into an ID demand. That's not policing. It's pride taking over, and it shows why this kind of behavior must be called out.
Right, I tell you what, we'll search you under Section 43.
Section 43, the most
Counter-terrorism
abused section there is. You do know that's an unlawful. I'm not going anywhere. You do know that's an unlawful arrest.
It's not an arrest.
It's an unlawful arrest.
I'm not arresting
It's
you.
an unlawful detainment. It's an unlawful detainment.
Terrorism Act.
And you will learn that this is not a crime.
Okay.
This is not a crime. So you're officially detained.
When the auditor asks, "Do I have to give my details?" the officer skips any legal explanation and jumps straight to detaining him under anti-terror laws. No threat, no aggression, just a peaceful question met with force. Section 43 is meant for genuine terrorist suspicion, not for someone filming in public. Yet it's often stretched far beyond its purpose. In the year ending March 2023, 166 stops were made under Section 43, but only 29 led to terror-related arrests, less than 3%. The numbers make it clear this power is being misused.
Right, could I just get your collar number and your name?
Search.
So this collar there, 1639, 2408.
And your names?
No, you don't have my name, not under counter-terrorism.
I don't think so. I'll be investigating this if you do not tell me your name.
Counter-terrorism, you only need a collar number.
Collar number. I'm not a terrorist though. I'm taking pictures of the police
search
vehicles.
is under terrorism legislation.
Regards to the search, what I've explained, okay, your furtive nature.
So your PC 1639 and your name is please.
No.
You need to state your name.
No, don't.
You do need to state your name.
It's not an argument. We don't need
Right.
to, and you're not getting it. You're 1639.
So you're all going to back him up
2190.
when he's in the.
Under Pays Code A, and even Section 43 of the Terrorism Act, officers must identify themselves by giving their name, badge number, station, and reason for the search. Code H, which covers terrorism, doesn't erase that duty. Unless it's a rare covert case, in public stops like this, providing a name and collar number is standard. And if asked, there should be no hesitation.
Sergeant about please.
Nope.
Right, I am requesting a sergeant because this is unlawful. This is unlawful. I'll turn it off. I will turn it off. Let me turn it off.
What are you doing again now?
I know, I'm allowed
If you're
to.
doing that, you've got to expect that we are going to ask questions as to why you're doing it. So we need to keep the public
Yeah, I
safe.
understand that. You've got to ask questions as to why I'm doing it.
Safe. That's what we do. We serve the public and we keep them safe.
What's your current address, Matthew?
If you pause that now, you're going to give that, aren't you?
Quite happy.
All right, well, I'd rather not give that then.
Right, okay. That's what your keys, isn't it?
So I can ask you, Matthew, to not to do this anymore.
I'm allowed to do it. You've searched me. You've unlawfully searched me. It has been well, we'll find out about
You've
that.
been video, you've been nice as pie and understanding. As soon as you're back on your video, you're starting to be...
Because I was detained. Because I was detained.
No.
I'm not shouting. I'm not swearing. I'm just arguing my case. That's all.
After the Section 43 search turned up nothing, as expected, the legal ground for stopping the auditor were gone. But instead of admitting that, an officer said, "Can I ask you not to do this anymore?" A subtle push to control a lawful activity. The auditor's reply was perfect. "I can do it, and you search me." Rights don't vanish after a search, and police don't get to dictate legal behavior. They had their chance, found nothing, and what should have followed was an apology, not a veiled warning.
I'm being cheeky, but all I'm doing is arguing my case. I don't mean to come across as cheeky, but
You're an edited view, aren't you? Because it's not...
no, I will start it from the very start till when you arrested me or detained me.
You're going to publicise Matthew. All I'm saying is the reason why we stopped you spoken today is an issue of public safety. So that's all it needs.
Right. Well, I will state. No, I will state it's unlawful, and I think you'll find out very soon that it was. All three of you have acted unlawful, and I'm going to continue to film all the vehicles. Am I allowed to do that, or is that against the law? Is it against the law to do that? No, it's not, is it?
As the officers finally walked away, their silence said everything. They had nothing. After detaining, questioning, and searching Matt, they came up empty. What began with a man simply photographing a policeman spiraled into an unnecessary confrontation and ended with a quiet retreat. Matt was doing something entirely lawful, yet three officers treated it like a threat. One demanded ID, another probed his motives, and a third admitted he'd broken no laws, yet they still pushed. Refusing to give details isn't a crime. It's a right. But instead of respecting that, they stretched Section 43 of the Terrorism Act, a power meant for true threats, not photographers. Even after finding nothing, they tried to persuade him to stop filming, proving this was about control, not law. One officer dodged giving his name. Another leaned on the old nothing-to-hide excuse, both ignoring the standards they are bound to follow. In the end, Matt's calm and knowledge of his rights exposed their weakness. He walked away intact, while their misuse of power was caught on camera. This wasn't a valid stop. It was a lesson in how unchecked authority can erode basic freedoms. Matt didn't just hold his ground. He set an example. Thanks for watching. If you found this breakdown useful, hit like, drop a comment, and subscribe. Matt's channel is linked below. This is Rate the Audit. See you in the next one.